show.
I'm going to get rid of some of these boxes soon. I'm going to try to consolidate some of the diapers into other boxes and make it so it's not so full in here. Got a lot of inventory that I'm still sort of sifting through.
Do you even did you even sell any? Because it looks like, I don't know how you're going to consolidate these boxes, because it looks like they're all completely full.
Yeah, that is, when you say consolidate, it usually means there's multiple empty ones and you put them all together and get rid of some.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is packed with full boxes of the beef diaper. And also, of course, most of these boxes are it stays where you put it posters, which of course are an add-on for when you get your first shipment of the diapers. You get, well, if
you could just move a few of these boxes, I'd love to come in, get close to the mic.
Well, yeah, why don't you move some of those foam fingers that say out with the meat pad, in with the beef dipe?
Oh, because a second ago you said, don't touch us.
Right. Yeah, the boxes
Bill,
you were
I'm lighting this stuff on fire.
Intimates,
I'm putting it out back and I'm lighting it on
drawers.
fire. I'm putting it out back and lighting them on fire. You don't need these anymore. There's no chance you're ever going to sell any of this. Get rid of it.
Whoa.
What?
No.
Just no uncontrolled fires around here. I got heat on me already. I can't have the fire department sniffing around at all. At all.
Well, Jesus Christ, we can't have all this crap in the house, okay? We're going to be in here together for this long. We can't.
Are you still on pyro probation?
Yeah, I'm on pyrobation. But look.
So you can't light your ciggies or nothing?
This place is a tinderbox.
We're in a tinderbox, so it's very nerve-wracking, honestly, for me. But I can't light a cigarette, can't light the stove, can't light my toots. It's all bad news.
We're all losing on that one, huh, Todd?
Yeah.
Well, it's nice that you're still kind of like lying on your back, holding your thumb and fist near your butthole and pooting.
Yeah,
you're still going through the motions for sure.
The final moment that we all love,
like a phantom toot light.
Look, I'm glad to have
toot light. That's one of at a hospital. It's devastating. People sometimes when they lose their arm, they say, "I still feel like I'm lighting my farts, but I don't have an arm." It's phantom toot light.
Yeah, it happened a lot. It happened a lot after, the war in Iraq. Stuff we don't want to be talking about, I guess. But I'm happy to have all these boxes in here. It's a lot less lonely,
True.
The boxes fill up the space a little bit. I'd love to get Sam closer to a mic, obviously.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little lonely, boxed into the corner here.
All right.
How did you get boxed into the corner, by the way?
I was helping Bill bring in the boxes, and then I was trying to organize them, and then he just kept packing them in.
Yeah, I lost track of Sam in the hustle and the bustle of the unload.
And I'll tell you what, I lost track of myself. I ended up in a box, and the posters are on my bed.
Right. Sam got packed, and the posters are in the bed. I saw the posters getting a cup of coffee.
Oh, I had a very intimate moment with what I thought was Sam last night, but I guess it was the posters.
Oh, no, it happened again. I switched my essence.
Oh, no, it's a classic essence switch.
Because I'm sitting here rolled up thinking I should make a move.
Hey, I don't know if Sam can
What's
hear
y'all's
us.
worst essence switch? I once essence switched with a groomsman cake. And the wedding cake got all the attention at the wedding. And I got a little chocolate groomsman cake off to the side. That was an essence switch. It was a classic essence switch.
I didn't know that there was a second cake at weddings.
Yeah, I never heard of that, Bill.
Well, but that little groomsman figurine really tore it up on the dance floor.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
What? I've never.
You never knew about this other little sad, stupid cake that the groomsman gets? I don't know if it's at all weddings, but I've definitely seen it at some.
It's usually a
And
masculine cake, dark chocolate, no strawberry stuff.
Oh, good. That's what I'm gravitating
It's a
towards.
hyper masculine chocolate cake.
Very phallic.
Super rectangly. No little flourishes around the baseboards of the cake.
Baseboards.
It is just slap.
Oh, it's built like a house. It's
Yeah.
constructed, first of all.
It's a masculine cake. On the way to the wedding, the cake got so mad when somebody cut it off.
Yeah. Oh, I've ridden with a groomsman cake before. You don't know what to say when they're driving a
You
little
never
bit.
know. And if they have a flat and they get out, do not try to help them take the nuts off of the tire.
Don't even think about letting them know that you have AAA.
I drove past a groomsman cake, broke down on the side of the road the other day, just waved me on by.
Their egos are so they cannot help but make a mistake, fix the car themselves.
I got actually chased down by a groomsman cake for about 6 miles from the freeway to my house. And the groomsman cake blocked me into my driveway.
Now,
Yeah. And I said, sir, or I didn't even know what to call it. Maybe sir was the wrong thing to call it. But I said, sir, please don't do this. I'm not trying to cause any trouble. Okay. I'm home. I'm just trying to go inside, trying to watch some TV, eat some soup.
Had you cut him off? You should call him Mr. Cake.
I cut him off. I cut him off.
You followed you home?
I cut him off and I followed him home.
And so your instinct when you're getting intimidated by a groomsman cake, you say, I'm just trying to go inside, watch some TV, and eat some soup. You were letting them know your plans.
I'm just trying to humanize myself. Listen,
Right.
buddy, I'm just like you. I'm just trying to go inside. Watch
well, and
some
what
TV.
happened? What happened when you humanized?
Well, he got bigger. He swelled up.
Oh,
He
no.
swelled up. Yeah.
I puffed up at you.
Because I acknowledge
Well, yeah,
his
you got to
humanity.
watch out. If you get that yeast mixture off
Yeah.
in a groomsman cake, they'll puff up.
Yeah.
They will
Yeah.
puff up.
As you guys know, I have a high yeast count in my gut. And so when I talk, I spew yeast out.
Well, you one time did an essence switch with a sourdough, didn't you?
That's true. A starter. I was probably my most honestly the most successful essence switch I've ever had.
So just so everyone knows, the old slobs are up on this, but an essence switch is obviously when you as a human being match the essence of an inanimate object so much you switch lives.
It's a Freaky Friday.
It's a classic Freaky Friday. So,
Except for usually for me, it's a freaky January or.
Well, yeah, you get you hold the Guinness Book of World Records for the longest essence switch. Is that right, Todd?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
You currently are an essence. You're currently an essence switch. Todd Padre is an essence switch, right?
So how do you mean?
As in Todd, you as a person. Were
This was a dead body at one point.
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm an animated.
You've been buried baker's dozen of times, right? On accident?
A baker's dozen. I got more lives than a cat, and I've been buried more times than a baker puts things in a box.
Todd Padre's originally from the 1600s, right?
Yeah,
But he
Todd
just won't
Padre's.
die.
Todd Padre's a 1600s shaman.
Let's get into this because this is canon, folks. We need to get to the bottom of this.
The body of Todd Padre, was a Russian Tsarist kind of advisor, and was constantly trying to overthrow the throne with his schemes. He was unkillable.
Makes a lot of sense.
And finally, some of the loyalists to the Tsar stopped trusting. This was Todd Podrusky at the time.
Still same first name. Not
Still Todd.
yeah.
I mean, that's an early
The Todd
Russian name.
stays.
The Todd stays. The Todd works. The Todd stays. And so the Tsarist loyalists ended up killing Todd in several different ways and burying him 6 feet under. And then a divorced witch.
Divorced witch. A divorced witch.
Very important that she was divorced. Very
We keep
important.
saying it wasn't important, but Todd always mentions the divorce part.
Yeah, we know it's witch.
To humanize her, I let everybody know
Well, you
that she
always
went through a
say
pretty
witches.
bitter divorce.
You say which, and you say the divorce witch. Which is which? Which is which?
Which is which? The divorced witch.
Versus the married witch.
Versus
which
the
is
mar-
which? Which was an amazing game show you had for a while. Which is which?
Which is which was a game show where we would always bring on an
women.
average everyday person. It could be a woman, it could be a man, any of the above, and then we would bring in a witch, dressed to the nines.
Right.
you know.
Yeah, because it was the contestant would guess it within seconds.
Yeah.
They never got to the third round, which was the casting of spells. They didn't need that.
Which was the most exciting round, honestly. But yeah, I hosted that for 7 seasons, and eventually Wayne Brady took over. And that's on the Game Show Network. But anyway, so now it's 400 years later, and I am still the essence of
Todd Podrusky.
Todd Podrusky.
I see. That makes
Well, that's
sense.
good to know, Todd. That's really good to know. Thanks for dropping a microphone in the box, by the way. I
That
appreciate
felt easier, yeah.
Yeah.
We got for those of you in the industry, we have Sam loved up right now.
Yeah,
I'm
we
loved
got-
up. There's a lav hanging into this box that I'm coiled up in. I'm coiled up like a poster.
And you've used double-side tape to attach the microphone directly to your chest hair. Is that true?
That's right. Well, the double-sided tape is both keeping me wrapped up as a poster and also attaching the lav to my chest hair.
Yes, because as you know, many advances in the world of science.
Yeah.
But when it comes to connecting a lav to a person who needs to be mic'd up, it has to go directly to the chest hair with a quick under the breath apology from the sound guy, which is, do you mind if I do this?
Yeah, I'm really not excited for this recording to end when all my chest hair gets ripped out.
Yeah, you just, and then of course you say, no, this is fine. I'm fine with this. Don't ever
course.
fix it. No one ever look into this ever.
I'll say I apologize, Sam. I think we probably didn't need to go across the whole chest with that much tape.
Well, and I don't think it needed to be duct tape either, but that's okay. I think it's going to be secure, and now you can tell my audio sounds really crisp and
Yeah.
really clean.
You sound
Yeah,
great,
You
Sam.
sounded really good.
Thank
we
you
should
so much.
And we should catch the listeners up. Oh, obviously, we should probably start the episode, which we haven't. Yeah, it's been
Kick
11
it.
minutes.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
come on.
Hey!
Oh, kick
Stole the
it.
kick it. Remember
Kick.
that?
Jesus Christ. Fine. All right. Well,
Remember
ladies
that.
and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Teacher's Lounge, the first, best, and only podcast pertaining to issues relevant to the Hamilton High School community. I, of course, am Howard Levis, one of your hosts here with the 3 other hosts who are also here.
My name's Sam Weatherman. I'm rolled up like a poster in a box, and I am feverishly texting colleges to figure out how to get kids in.
Todd, Padre.
Yeah.
Oh, Todd may be having a bit of an essence query there.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. Todd.
It sounded like you were almost going to say your middle name, which has it been said?
I don't think it's ever been said on air.
Well, it's illegal to say it, right?
Yes, it's that which cannot be said out loud.
Right. Yours.
Congress, it was one of the quickest bills to pass through Congress. Was that my middle name could no longer be said out loud. They reached across the aisle to agree on this.
Oh, yes. That big handshakes between Pelosi and McConnell on your nickname. I mean,
Yeah.
Pelosi and McConnell took a beautiful family photo based on the agreement.
Yes. They went on a whole weekend trip together.
Yeah.
It's crazy because they're so have you noticed they're very opposite? They even go to like opposite plastic surgeons where Pelosi goes up and McConnell goes down. Did you notice that?
That is
They
interesting.
do. They do. Well, I heard they go to the same one, but McConnell walks in upside down.
Oh, okay. These Republicans, I mean, they'll do anything to be the opposite.
They really will.
But yeah, Todd, he whose middle name cannot be said through Congress agreement, Padre, coming at you live.
Hello, Bill Cravey here, hot off the road from pitching the beef diaper across the great U.S. Tired.
Tired, huh, Bill?
Well, I'm pretty exhausted. I mean, I guess I'm not hot off the road. I've been back for, what is it
bit.
now? 8 weeks-ish?
8 weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
about
it's been around
5.
8 weeks. It's been a rough few weeks.
We've been in this house for 8, but you got back in around 5 weeks ago. You had 3 weeks of kind of trying to sell the beef diaper.
As you guys don't know, the elephant in the room, coronavirus, COVID-19.
Yes.
I had just kind of made it out onto the road, pitching the dipe. Was getting, inside people's houses, getting to pitch them. Show it stays where you put it. I was actually getting to put it under some actual meat, and wasn't having a ton of luck.
You were actually getting it under the meat. That's good. That's a good in. That's how you know the pitch is working.
Well, I would have to usually. I would go past houses, and if I saw kids playing in the yard, I'd be like, "Hey, come here," and I would give
Smart.
I would lure the kids over to my car, and I would give them the beef diaper, and I would say, "Will you go in and put this under the ground chuck?" And they would come out, and they'd be like, "What is ground chuck?" And I'd be like, "Jesus!" So I'd have to. It's a meat. It's a meat. When you make tacos,
Right.
and because I wanted it to be pre-planted.
Well, and you got to go through kids because you got to get the youth to catch on to trends.
Yeah. You want it to work.
Exactly.
Youth got to like it.
And I would put it in a trapper keeper and let them keep the trapper keeper. I'd be like, and then when you deliver it in there, you get to keep this. You get to keep the trapper keeper. And it wasn't name brand trapper keepers.
Right. You were using crapper keepers.
I was using crapper keepers for a while, which are bedpans. Which were bedpans plastic. You know that hospital pale pink plastic?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had a crapper keeper. Anyway, they would get it in there. They'd get it. Some of the kids would get it under the beef diaper, and then I would knock, and then I would say, "Why don't you take a look at your beef?" And they'd be like, "What the hell?" They'd be like, "How'd you get this in here?" And I'd be like, "I talked to your kids," and they would be angry at me.
And you accidentally figured out that apparently, "Why don't you take a look at your beef?" is a very common CIA code. So, and you ended up at a few people's houses where they thought you were doing some sort of big drop or a deal.
That's exactly right. I ended up on a train with a handsome man doing a deal. We ran, and then we were caught, and then we ran on the top of the train. Went through the tunnel, slammed down on the tummy. It was all the stuff. Jumping over. You have to jump over.
What kind of train was
bar.
this?
Slow train?
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
It was one of those trains that goes around a mountain as a joke.
Like an amusement park kiddie train.
For children.
Yes. Yeah, I wouldn't say it was for children, but it was mostly children on it.
How big was the teeth?
I think you were trying to sell the beef diaper in a kid's amusement park, sort of like a local.
Yes. I was for a while. I was in northern Tennessee in kind of a mining
Coal country.
themed amusement park.
Oh, Coal Country, the amusement park.
Yes, yeah.
Six Flags Coal Country.
Yeah, which has turned dark. They've really honored that fracking took over the coal industry. Yeah, but as you guys know, Corona, was really putting a damper on my
Your diaper.
my beef diaper sales because
One of the hardest hit industries by stay shelter at home, keep your distance, is strangers going door to door trying to hand you something.
it couldn't be a worse time to want to pitch something inside of people's houses.
And on their food.
Yeah, oh, yes. I mean, it was a terrible time. So I, of course, was having to pitch from the yard. I would throw rocks at the door. They'd open the door, and I'd be like, "Do you have a meat leakage issue?" From deep in the yard.
And what was the first response to that question?
No. What is that even?
What is that?
It was less about could they hear me or not, and it was same old stuff.
Right.
This product doesn't make sense. I'm not going to replace that thing.
Same old crap you've heard 1,000
The
times.
same
right?
old crap. And I'm like, but it stays where you put it.
Right. What don't people get about the one thing that it's awesome at?
And they're like, it's not that big of a deal when I dump the meat out in a pan to peel off the meat pad.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, well, you and I are very different. Good day to you.
And that's not good for a sale, is it?
Right, no. And then I was getting the mask. My mask, I made it myself out of some curtains I had. Well,
You could have made it out of the beef diaper. Seems perfect.
the beef diaper, unfortunately, I was making masks and I was getting intense dry mouth. I actually had to soak my tongue in a bottle of water for a week to get it back working. That's how strong the diaper is.
What'd you do? You just stand over a bottle of water?
Yes. Well, at first I cut the top off the bottle because you can't get your tongue in it. And why didn't you just use a cup? But I cut the top off the bottle and I re-wet my tongue because it had dried out completely. But yeah,
we're glad you're back.
I'm happy to be back. And
It's a great time for you to be back, too.
yes, I have, of course, applied day in and day out for the Payroll Protection Act.
Day in and day out, huh? How many applications have you sent?
I send 2 or 3 a day trying to get part of this payout.
2 or 3 a day.
Do you just use the same information, or are you adding a different? Are you applying a different
Do you think
name?
they haven't received the first one, or they're choosing not to respond?
Apparently, the backup at the unemployment office is because of me.
You started doing it like a college application where you were adding little essays to it. You were telling them about your community service.
Yeah. I wrote so many essays that started with in these unprecedented times, and I'm, of course, offering them the chance to give me money for my bad investment.
Yeah. And that's what America needs. We need to bail out everybody whose decision everybody said no to. You know? If everybody said, no, we don't want to invest in this, we need to give those people money anyway.
I agree. I'm back. I'm safe. I'm hoping to pick back up where I left off, once things, calm down and become safe again, I can get back out on the road and in people's living rooms and door to door.
No.
I think that might be
hit
dead, Bill.
100. I can hit 150 houses a day.
No, you can't, Bill. No, you can't. That's too many houses.
I was hitting 150 houses a day on March 10th.
That is so many houses, Bill.
On March 10th, I beat my own record of 149 houses, and I hit 150 in one day.
If you spent 3 minutes at each house, that's an 8-hour day with no breaks. So you think maybe you weren't spending enough time at each one? I know you say you're a volume business, but you gotta sell the volume. You can't just go knock on the door and run. I heard you were doorbell dishing some of these people.
Well, yeah, I'd leave beef diapers out there on fire. After a while, I was done with this shit. I couldn't take another no. I mean, rejection on the road hits you hard. I mean, imagine being out there by yourself,
Lonely.
getting 140 no's a day.
That sounds terrible, Bill.
And it hurts. It
hurt
hurts
really
when
bad.
it's face to face. I mean, it's bad enough on the phone when you're cold calling. But if
Bill,
you,
I don't know if I could have taken 140 no's a day. I might not have made it home.
Wait,
Anyways.
Bill, you're cold calling in between house calls?
Well, I'm hitting upwards of 700 cold calls a day, and
This is too much work, Bill. This is too much work.
840 no's a day.
I actually hold the world record for do not call list. Getting put on the do not call list.
The most, and was it fastest to get put on the do not call list?
It was fastest. The do not call list shut down, was overloaded.
Well, and now there's a
my
whole
name.
new list of just people that have you not calling them. And
Yes.
that list is getting trolled by people.
Do not bill list.
Yes, the do
or
not
or
bill.
the bill not call list. I can't
The
remember.
bill not call list has taken over the do not call list.
Wow.
Because it just had more advertising. You know, they throw in it kind of took over like Google did with Ask Jeeves or
The
something.
do not call list is big business.
The bill now, if you don't want someone to call your house, you have to call the bill not call list.
Wow.
And
That's
now-
ironic.
And now, Bill, you have had a rough time, but that's not to say that things haven't been rough around here as well. You know, in your absence,
No.
things changed a lot here at Hamilton.
That's right.
Obviously, we've all been doing distance learning through Zoom.
Yeah.
I would say
We
that
are quarantined together.
that's true.
Yeah, we said that.
We
said
lucked
that.
out. We all are we're so exposed to each other. We figured we might as well just all quarantine
Well,
together, which has made it nice because we've been able to now figure out how to record the podcast here.
Yeah, our
together.
sadness kind of synced up.
I
So
gotta say, I
Yeah.
feel like I'm quarantining alone. I mean, I like hearing your voices, but being in this box is tough.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, all I have is crinkly paper to keep me warm.
Well, I've heard the songs you're singing to yourself at night, and it seems like you're keeping yourself good company.
You like those songs?
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
Okay,
I
you
think
said
they're
you
nice.
said they're keeping me company. Not
Said
that
I
you
heard
like
them.
Okay.
Yes. I like
Okay.
them because I know what they're doing for you, Sam. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's all I care about. I just want to make sure that everybody else is doing okay
And
in
it's
these
nice.
trying times.
You know, with so much free time, it's nice that part of my day is just figuring out feeding you through the mouth hole. You know, because we kept cutting the mouth hole too small, but we didn't want
Right.
to ruin the boxes too much.
Of course, to the tune of Big Mouth Billy Bass. It's feed me through the mouth hole.
And you turn your head in between each lyric, so I can only feed you while you're singing.
Yes.
Then put in some water.
Feed me through the mouth hole.
And the song had to start because I did not know the order of feeding you. I didn't know how to do it. And the only way I could learn was putting it to lyrics of a song I know and love.
Well, a couple of times you put water through the mouth hole when I was expecting food, and it really choked me up. And then a couple times you put food through the water, and that also really got me stuck. So
Yeah, because you can cough. You cough bad when we put it through the wrong hole. When it goes down the wrong hole.
That's how we know.
because one I'm breathing in, and the other I'm sucking in.
Right.
They're very
We should
different.
just get you out of there for sure.
I mean, that's what I keep saying.
Well, we're going to rearrange these boxes. I'm going to get rid of some of this inventory and try to consolidate. But we are at Howard's house. Thank you, Howard.
Yeah. You know, I said,
I'm
I
good.
think everybody else probably has more space than me, but if you guys want to come over here, that's fine. So it's been a tight squeeze, you know. It's been tough to do our distance learning lessons because we all have to, obviously. Well, Todd and I have to do lessons, and so it's tough. We kind of go back to back with our computers open, doing our distance learning lessons sometimes.
Yeah, we try to alternate when we're each speaking so our audio doesn't top over the other person's.
Yeah, and a lot of people are people. When I say people, I mean students. Students are saying it's an impossible learning environment. Already, the situation's hard. The fact that you two can't figure this out is really making it even harder.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about transferring schools. A lot of those sort of complaints keep coming in.
It's a visual issue because, you know, a lot of people for Zoom, they do like, oh, I don't have to wear pants today. But obviously I do a backless shirt all the time because you're only seeing my front. But then Howard's classes are seeing my whole back.
So I'm having to explain why there's
And butt.
a naked back and butt behind me. constantly. People are already saying, well, this is just like you, Mr. Levis. And I'm saying, excuse me?
Todd, most of your clothes are styled like a regular man's clothes, but of course they're cut like hospital gowns.
Yeah, I have a hospital line of clothing that I wear, so it's easy access for the medical professionals if they need to get to me if something goes wrong.
So you want everybody in these clothes, so there's quick access, and you also want like doctors in these clothes. You want them doctor up front and naked in back.
Ideally, I think we should even the score in there. As you know, it's such a power dynamic with the doctor. They've got all the power. Let's loosen it up and let's see what you're working with back there. You see mine all day.
I find that totally true.
You get to slide 8 to 10 feet in a little stool on wheels and humiliate me and do that trick. And then I just have to look like an idiot on the crinkly paper.
What, you're going to give me a sponge bath and laugh the whole time and you get to walk out fully clothed? I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, because we go to our urgent care has the same theme as that hot dog place in Chicago where they humiliate you.
Yeah. We go to Dr. Wiener Circle's office. Or wait, no, it's Wiener Sinai, right?
It's Wiener Sinai.
Where we see Dr. Wiener Circle.
We see Dr. Wiener Circle, Wiener Sinai. And so we get the whole roast from a bunch of people who are just not having our attitudes, you know?
Yeah, and if you think they can make up a good roast when you're fully clothed at the Wiener Circle, let me tell you, the ones at Wiener Sinai, they hurt.
Oh, yeah.
They really do hurt.
Absolutely. And I don't understand, what's the point of, if you're giving me a bath, putting pickle, ketchup, and mustard all over me? I don't get it.
Yes, when they start to combine.
Yeah. I had an overweight bears loving steel worker come in and take a huge bite out of me, and it's like, whoa, come on, what am I paying for here?
Buddy, you're off by about 2,000 miles here.
Damn.
So I ended up going to Dick's Last Permanente for a while because Wiener Sinai was not cutting the mustard.
How did we get into this? What were we talking about that was real?
The gown stylings.
Right.
Todd's clothes.
You know, Howard
your
and I
clothes on Zoom.
Howard and I are both teaching back to back. I'm teaching my enunciating under the mask class so that people can understand you while you're wearing your protective masks in this time.
Which a lot of people are saying shouldn't supersede English. What you're supposed to be teaching.
What's the point of speaking English if no one can understand you?
Todd, why don't you give us a little sample with the mask on? I want to hear your professional work at work.
Yeah, because I don't think it changes it that much, but you guys be the judge. Okay.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Sounds like a Burger King drive-thru.
Yeah, it sounds exactly like the guy at the Burger King drive-thru.
Your mask is right. Your mask.
What are you talking about? You shoved right into my mouth.
Okay, that's a little better.
You're gagging yourself with an old T-shirt.
Yeah, baby. CDC guidelines.
Yeah, baby. I did hear you there.
Todd, have you read the CDC guidelines? They don't say shove a T-shirt down your throat.
I think you went...
Todd, I think you read the DVD guidelines.
Yeah, you might have read the DVD guidelines or the BDM guidelines.
The BVD guidelines?
I went to the
BDSM
BDSM DVD guidelines.
No. You got the CDC guidelines.
Yeah.
You're doing the BDSM.
So I'm not supposed to be wearing all leather?
I think your computer is so used to you typing in dirty little acronyms that it sent you to the BDSMDVD.com guidelines.
I don't know. Do you guys want a waffle with that?
Do we want a waffle?
Todd, you work at Jack in the Box or Burger King.
I wish.
You wish.
I know. Well, you're
take
not
the mask
essential,
off.
so
It's
you can't
impossible.
leave the house.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Well, I guess so. Yeah, I guess. So
Todd,
that's
is it
why I'm the
horse?
only one stuffing shirts in my mouth and wearing all leather and carrying a whip around to keep the distance from people.
Well, I told you, you've been doing grocery store runs, as a little piggy. And I'm like,
Yeah, this little piggy goes to market.
And I've seen you come home. Other than me watching privately, nobody is watching you go wee all the way home.
Really?
No.
Well,
It's totally unnecessary. It's totally unnecessary.
Look, I got to relook at these guidelines. I guess I've been had.
Yeah, you're on the wrong site, Todd.
But I wish Howard would have spoken up. Howard, I would say, is teaching. He's putting in extra hours for his students.
That's true. In these unprecedented times, I'm going to unprecedented lengths to make sure that they're all still getting their needs met.
Well, these times are uncertain as well.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. And that's what I tell them.
It's just a brand new context for your life.
Yeah, and I'm there for them, and I'll always be there for them. It's definitely presented new challenges. I've had kids go asking me to go above and beyond in ways that I'm uncomfortable with. Obviously,
What ways?
What way?
Because you're doing mostly webcam chatting. What ways are you talking about?
I've talked kids' parents through home improvement projects. I've been asked to crunch numbers for like local data on the virus.
Right.
It just seems like people are coming to me for everything because I've made it clear that I want to help.
Someone asked you to start an OnlyFans?
That's true. Multiple people have. And I don't know if I
it's
want
gotten only booze?
Well, they did. I did start one because
Oh, no,
I was
it was
like,
a prank.
I started one because I thought, well, this feels fine. Like, this doesn't feel weird or anything. If I have people who are willing to pay me for my lessons, then that's fine.
Right.
And so I started doing things, but I started getting requests in my DMs.
Venmo requests.
Venmo requests for me to pay people for their groceries and stuff. And I was like, that's interesting. OnlyFans is supposed to be a way for me to make money, but it turns out it's turned into a way for people to take money from me. I uploaded my bank account information, and slowly over the last few weeks...
Uploaded, like a picture?
I uploaded a picture of my account number and routing number. That was one of the first
With your
OnlyFans
feet
posts.
in it, right?
Feet? Oh, yes. I wrote it on a piece of paper, put it on a table, stood just a few inches back from the table, and took a picture. So you see my feet in the distance and my bank account information in the foreground.
Theme of this OnlyFans?
It's what the kids wanted from me.
Is it data humiliation along with a little bit of nudity?
I think it's data humiliation. I think I've become a very big figure in the data humiliation world. So people come and they ask me how many calories I ate in a day, and I say I ate 3,700 calories today. Yeah,
so you show a little bit of nudity or skin and a little bit of your personal data that might be embarrassing.
Yeah, I of course have listed my 3 previous home addresses, which is interesting. I don't know why people would need that necessarily. I've listed all of my medical history also, which is another thing I don't know why people would need.
And what did you show with those 2?
What did I show? Well, with my previous home addresses, I showed ear, close up of ear, and then for
sexy, but not too much.
Yeah, and then for
and how did you display the
one lobe up
previous addresses with the ear? Is it in the same shot or is it like a slideshow?
Same shot. I took a little safety pin. And I made a little earring with a little piece of paper on it. And I hung a little earring in there that had my 3 previous addresses on it.
Howard famously pierced up and down the lobes.
Yeah, that's true. I've got a ladder of piercings on my right ear.
Right. This isolation has really made you start body modifying.
Yeah.
You say you're coming into your own, but we've never seen this before.
Well, the way I see it is if you haven't done something interesting or weird to your hair or body while you're in quarantine, you're not doing quarantine right.
You're not doing it right.
I mean, a lot of people say, yeah, I just bleached my hair. Or, hey, I gave myself a home haircut.
Yeah, you
Or,
come out of the gates defensive.
Yeah. And then so
Hey, I bleached my hair. Sue me. That's the post.
And I've just kind of taken that to a new extreme, you know?
Well, we all know that changing hair, facial hair, color of hair, body piercings is never a cry for help.
No. Absolutely not. No.
Ever.
Yeah, your outward appearance never reflects your inner turmoil.
Never.
That's never the case.
I just got the Braun I'm okay delivered last week to go ahead and shave my head.
Oh, awesome.
Well, I'm not shave my head exactly. I'm going monk. I'm going reverse monk.
Oh, and this is the Braun I'm okay?
The Braun I'm okay, yeah.
Smoother on the top, bushy on the bottom.
Yes,
Because I
exactly.
got the blonde, the L'Oreal Platinum Blonde, everything's fine. And I'm going to throw that in my hair.
That's a great color.
It's really good.
Now, obviously, we've all been dealing with this in different ways. We're all cooking a little more.
Yes.
You know, there's the sourdough that a lot of people are trying. Sam, you obviously have been working on a rancid dough.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I took while Howard was in his essence switch, I nabbed a little bit of his starter off his little butt there, and I've been keeping it in my little box and trying to feed it.
But it's labeled finisher, correct?
That's right. It was a starter, but now it's definitely
Because for
changed to a
rancid
finisher.
dough,
If you take a single bite of it, you're dead.
Yeah, you take a punch for sure.
Because
if you eat it.
saw, and I don't know if they found out where this waste is coming from, but I saw men with these little atmospheric counters in white hazmat suits outside of the house, sort of looking. And I'm
Right.
like, does that have anything to do with the finisher in our fridge?
I thought that was just coronavirus, but it could be them feeling the box. It could be feeling, because I ask you guys to dump a little bit of flour in every day.
Right.
And I would say we're both growing in here, we're both growing. It started with a sourdough and now it's a rancid dough. We are one.
Are you getting
Right,
enough sunlight?
No.
Okay.
No. I'm getting fresh air and flour, and that's about all the nutrients and then whatever you guys put through the food hole.
Right. Because
Put food in the hole.
Oh, here I go.
That was water.
wrong hole.
Oh, whoops. That
Wrong
was
hole.
water, Todd. Water is not food.
Now
Wrong
put
hole.
in the water. That was Sprite.
Sprite is not water. All right. I'm learning.
Anyway, so we're working on the sourdough, the rancid dough, and it should be ready to bake in 3 days. We should be ready to go to oven, and we're going to have to bake it on its highest setting for 10 hours to make sure that it's safe to eat.
Really? Because we're kind of going through a bit of a heat wave right now.
Yeah, well, I really want to make this bread. So
That's it.
if you guys can sit through it in the house, I'd appreciate it.
I mean, the oven
And-
is very close to everything in this house. Obviously, it's a very small home. I don't know. I don't know if it's safe for us to have the oven on for 10 straight hours, Sam.
Okay, well, I guess I'll just stay in
Todd's
the
on-
box.
Todd's on pyro.
Yeah,
Pyrobation.
pyrobation. I'm on
You know what?
pyrobation,
I got
so we
better
gotta be
stuff to do
careful.
anyways. I don't really have time to waste just baking bread at home. As you guys know, graduation is coming up.
That is true.
As a student guidance counselor, I am busy with all these kids figuring out where they're going to college, writing recommendation letters, writing follow-ups to apologize for the recommendation letter, and it's a lot to keep up with.
Yeah.
Right. So you've just gone ahead and you've pre-written a bunch of recommendations.
Yes, a lot of kids come to me, and I just knew I wasn't going to have time to handle them one-to-one, so I did a couple of templates, figured out.
So you
I
have
did
like kind of a Mad Lib.
yeah, I
type
did
of
a girl
situation.
template, I did a boy template, I did a tall boy template. I did a short boy template. And, I just kind of look at them when they come in the door, and I just go, okay, I know.
I think you need to put their name. Yeah, go ahead, Todd.
To whom it may concern. So already we've got a typo with whom.
Okay. What was the typo?
Whoob.
Oh, it's a B.
It's one of this short boy is a
Okay,
very,
so we're doing a short boy.
Is a very donkey student.
Funny.
See,
That's a hook. That's a hook.
That's the problem. Like, there's a lot. You don't really put anyone's name. You just put their short or tall.
Well, he's from a farm.
All right.
So I asked him, there's a questionnaire they fill out. I don't just make these up.
It's not a questionnaire.
When you say
it
questionnaire,
is Mad Libs.
It's literal Mad Libs,
yeah.
and it seems like you don't know the difference between adjectives, nouns, verbs,
I
adverbs.
give them the questionnaire, and I fill out the recommendation letter. You guys are calling it Mad Libs, but it's not that. They fill out a questionnaire. I asked them, what's your favorite animal at your house? He said donkey. So I said, he's a donkey student. I don't know why everyone's being hard on me. I'm talking to the colleges. I'm doing it.
You're like, I can't possibly do my job over Zoom. And yes, you can. You just have to know their name.
They won't meet with me over
college-
Zoom. Colleges won't see me in person.
They don't want to look at you?
Well, I'm banned. I have to write recommendations under pseudonyms. Most colleges don't like
from
me.
Zoom years ago.
I got banned from Zoom before it even blew up. I got banned from Zoom when everybody was on Skype.
That's right. I forgot.
When Zoom needed people, they banned you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I felt bad about it, but they said what I did was not okay, and they did not. They said they couldn't scrub the video somehow.
Now, was it a background controversy that you?
Well, at first it was a background controversy. Then I got up to fix it, and it was a foreground controversy. And of course, I forgot that I was not wearing pants, the usual. But also, they saw one of my tattoos, which I'm not allowed to talk about, and apparently it stained their servers. It stained their servers, and they had some archetypes in future Zoom videos, and they had to delete the whole program.
Because you have a tattoo of the coordinates of where they keep the aliens?
Well, I'm not allowed to talk about it, but if you've seen it, I guess you've seen it.
Because you were apparently in the late 70s.
I was the first probed.
Right. You were the first probed, and then you kind of got shuffled up in the office, and there was an essence switch with you and an Area 51 notepad.
That's right. That's right. I have a little too much information because people thought they were writing on a notepad, but it transferred to my buttock.
You have too much. There's TMI on your butt.
100%.
Government TMI on your butt.
You have BTMI, is that correct?
Yeah, I have backside TMI, and it's been diagnosed, and a doctor told me that it can be really dangerous. So,
well, the doctor who found it was offed, correct?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. A lot of people say the Podrewskis did it, but there's no confirmation.
No.
Wow.
And now when we say he was offed, what do we mean by him being off?
My doctor was killed because of too much information on my buttocks.
He had too much information.
It's the secret to alien life. It rests on my butt because of an essence switch.
Wow.
I'm glad we finally have a term.
Yeah.
For
I was
what
gonna say,
happens
it's
constantly.
insane that we've gone this
happens
long.
to us all the time.
Yeah, we've gone this long without saying
telling
exactly
people.
what's going on.
Right.
We
Yeah, we
all
will
along,
tell people.
folks. We've been the victim of essence switches. Victim, no. We've been the sort of subject of. It's not a victim situation. We've been the subject of essence switches our whole lives.
Isn't it just the way with these unprecedented times to cut back everything you thought you relied on and make you reveal the truth, not only to yourself, but to your lovely listeners?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so nice to just be honest.
Yeah.
And speaking go ahead.
Speaking of honesty, I know.
A great segue for this would be
Yes, speaking of honesty,
I
don't know.
prefer Raisin Bran to cornflakes.
Yes. What's our big
Now that-
honesties?
Yes.
Now that we're coming clean, I think now's the time. Graduation we said is coming. It's 2 weeks away.
Yeah, winter. It's
and
we're
in the winter of our careers, is what I'll say.
Right.
That's a kind way to say it. The sun is setting on our careers, and coming up this graduation, we've been tasked with two things.
We're of course middle-aged men, and our careers are almost over.
Yeah.
Yes. And we know the importance. We don't want to be kicking around teaching lessons when we're in our 70s. It's just sad.
You got to go out on top, folks.
We
don't know about that.
cannot be in our early 70s and still a teacher. There's nothing
Honestly,
more
get me off the
humiliating.
streets when I'm over 55.
Early 70s.
Yeah.
When I'm over 55, keep me indoors.
Yeah, we want to
Just
go out on
remember that
top.
we're all. Let's just remember this to everybody out there. When you're talking about shit about age, someone else in the room might be the age you're talking about.
Todd,
Not everybody is your age.
That's true.
Yeah,
That is true.
when you hit an email chain and you're turning, say, I don't know, 40 or something, or 30 even.
When you're turning
and
30.
you say, I'm an old piece of trash. Yucky, yucky. It's my 30th Bucky. And that's the subject line. Maybe take a look at who's CC'd and their age and think how it might affect them. Because we've all done lucky, it's my 50th Bucky, and we've put on, some 70-year-old.
I'll say this: we're all marching towards death. Every
Yeah.
person alive is just enjoying their time until it's up. And Todd, you're much closer than that than us.
Well, I've died 13 times, Baker's D.
So you know.
I know, and they get worse each time. And,
I just didn't want to pull any punches
Right.
with you, Todd.
No, thank you. But
And
since we are in the winter of our discontent, go ahead, Howard.
I was just gonna say, and it's not a bad thing that things end, but we are coming to the end of our sort of tenures, moving on to other things. So this year, not only have they tasked us with the honor. Taxed us.
Oh,
they're
been
taxing and
us.
I've definitely
tasking
noticed
us.
a little difference in my paycheck.
Yeah.
Why are taxes so high? God damn it. I know we barely talk about it, but
So high.
what are they
And by the way,
doing with this
if you're still
money?
waiting on your stimulus check, it's because I'm trying to get my signature on it. I'm talking to the government. I'm trying to get my name on there, and we're getting closer. So just hold on, everybody who needs some money. We're trying to get the old Padruski name on there.
Hold on.
Yeah. So
So Howard, the big announcement. Let's
the big
stop.
announcement.
Let's stop getting sidetracked,
a
Howard.
two-tier announcement here. First,
Hopefully a lot of tears.
Just do it, Howard.
we've luckily been tasked with the task of organizing our graduation this year. Obviously, it will be different because it's got to be socially
Very
distanced.
different.
So we are doing a digital commencement as made
Yes.
popular by other universities and high schools.
The school voted on us, voted on who they wanted to plan and schedule the socially distant graduation ceremony.
And we
we
hired
cut-
my sister's company to count the ballots, and there was a bit of a mishap with the ballot counting.
Yeah.
But we've got it all figured out, and it looks like we won. We all won.
We had a great. We ended up with at least enough to get a good sample of
and
the
luckily,
vote.
our school is an electoral college, so the ninth graders get a huge swatch of the vote.
We've got 20 ninth graders and 750 seniors.
Well, and the freshmen love us, and the seniors hate us.
Well,
the
the
freshmen who
freshmen-
don't know us yet think we are hilarious, and the seniors hate our guts.
Lucky for us, the people who know us the least have the most power. So we shot up, and of course, Todd's sister's voting company.
Yeah, the cheat.
Our ace in the hole came through.
So it is going to be a digital commencement, but there will also be some live elements. There will be a few things going on at the stadium that will be filmed and digitally broadcast.
Yeah, and
Yes.
and we are celebrating the end of this school year and the commencement of the class
It's a
of
celebration.
2020. But we're also going to be. It's really tough to even say it out loud, folks. But
Go ahead and cry.
It's hard. Well, I mean, we haven't even said it vocally. We just all wrote it down and kind of nodded at each other.
At the end of this,
and we said Howard was going to actually say it.
Yeah. At the end of this school year, we
I'm not sure if you guys can hear this. Sorry on my mic, but the neighbor's dog is barking because I stole some of its food, and so it's on the other side of the woods. So if you hear barking, it's because I'm taunting the neighbor's dog with its dinner that I'm eating in front of it.
No problem.
Anyway, go ahead with the big announcement.
So at the end of this school year, not only will the 2020 school year be concluding, but
there's a paperclip in this box. I didn't know there's a paperclip in here the whole time.
That's cool. That's cool.
All right, sorry, Howard. Go ahead.
it's okay. The four of
One of
us.
those big paper clips, or
It's a
standard
big
size, or
one.
that's
It's a big
surprising?
one. It's almost a novelty.
Pull it apart and turn it into an S.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
Stussy.
Do that. If you guys, I got some salt in my eye from my margarita.
Okay.
That's all.
That's good. Okay. Yeah, you like to salt the eye when you get a margarita, right?
You do a body shot every time.
Well, yeah, I usually do a shot out of my eye instead of my belly button.
Bigger crevice.
It's a double shot because I got sunken in eyes, as you all know.
All right, I'm just gonna say it. Okay, we're retiring.
Oh.
We are, folks.
We're retiring at the end of this school year. And the school was kind enough or oblivious enough to allow us to sort of tack on a secondary celebration to graduation.
So it's
Yes,
gonna be,
we said if we're planning it, we get 5 uninterrupted minutes.
Moments.
It will be
Moments. Which is what
Spread throughout. They can come at any time, and as soon as we take the mic, it is uninterrupted.
And the good thing about the language of moments, which we were very
the contract has really been hammered out specifically.
we get 5 uninterrupted moments
In or around the commencement.
in or around the commencement, with or without whoever we choose.
That's right.
With or without. I hope the superintendent is hearing me. With or
It
without.
was a beautifully vague binding agreement.
Yeah.
They tried to butt fuck us on the contract, and we did not let it happen. We did not go that way.
Well, they
And
tried
that-
to butt focus on the vote first.
And that
We
was
didn't let that
also
happen.
that was also in the contract that we could use the term butt fuck to talk about the contract, despite it being
This was
slightly
in the
offensive.
disclosure agreement.
Yes, it's like we can use offensive language when referring to the contract.
And we told them we're going to be talking about the contract on the air. We're going to put all the
And
business
you
in the
can
stream.
bet we're saying BF so many times.
You've heard
Because-
of an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. We signed a butt fuck agreement, a BFA.
Which is actually surprising, Todd, because you have a BFA. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm one credit away from a bachelor. I have a BUA, a Bachelor of Ugly Arts. I couldn't get the Bachelor of Fine Arts, unfortunately.
Hey, but at least you're a bachelor. And technically you got that because you live alone, not because of anything else.
Yes, it's for living alone, and I practice arts. But I did have a bachelor party.
Good for you.
That you didn't quite understand. It was a graduation party, but let's just say we went to the strip club.
Oh, yeah. And I popped out of my own cake, did my own little striptease for myself.
Well, luckily I was there because I was dressed as a groomsman cake.
Yes.
Luckily.
Yeah, you barely made it. You were talking to a guy at the True Value for about 2 hours about different kinds of lug nuts.
Yeah, it got pretty tense there.
I kept saying, don't you dare help somebody else with PVC pipe. Get your ass back over here. We're talking lug nuts. But yeah, I mean, we have been laboring over this announcement because we wanted to go out on top, okay?
Yeah.
Like I was saying, we wanted to go out on top, and we were planned to announce this late March.
Yeah.
Yes. And then, obviously, March 11th. Then some
Late
news.
March 11th. We were.
Well, March is the February of the year, where March is only 16 days, right?
March is the February of the year.
Yes, March has always been the February. Because we're pranking the hell out of people on March 12th.
Yes. Yeah. Oh,
And we're
April
like,
Fools is 3 weeks.
Yes. April. We go for April Fools. We do 3 straight weeks of April Fools, which people love. They love a prank.
Well, it's only a good prank if you hold it for a really long time and say, no, it's not a prank.
Yeah,
You're
and
going to deal with this.
I love pranks that have no silly angle. It's just like you tell somebody you have cancer.
Right. It's just
and
pain.
then you don't.
Right.
Those are the best pranks.
I frequently tell my wives they're pregnant as the April Fool's prank, and they get all excited, and it's like, just kidding, I had a forced vasectomy years ago.
Right.
Forced?
Yeah, the doctor held you down, right?
Well, yeah, and believe me, I was getting roasted the whole time, too. One of the most humiliating things is a vasectomy roast at the same time. It's very painful.
You went to Wiener Sinai for this.
Yeah.
It was a lot of you weren't using this thing anyway, right?
Well, we've never given a vasectomy to an unused penis.
You don't know how to use it. You're probably not capable.
A lot of that, we need to take the plastic off of this before we chop it up.
Well, I'll tell you, I am sad about what the end of the year means, but I am really excited for that big final ceremony. Because not only are we celebrating the students graduating this year, but we're celebrating a life of teacherhood. We're celebrating our...
we've
this is going to be
teachers,
the end of an era.
Yeah, we've been teachers our entire adult life for the most part.
Right.
And so this is not just the end of our tenure; it's the end of a whole era of our lives.
Yeah, and we've been, despite our announcement getting sort of overshadowed by, the worldwide pandemic, we have
Annoying.
It was so annoying.
We had a little thing
like,
to say.
Literally,
We had a little thing, an announcement.
We were going to talk on air. We were going to bring news cameras to the school to get not puff pieces.
Real pieces.
Real heavy pieces.
Yeah.
Pieces.
Dense pieces.
Dense pieces.
The opposite of puff. Cheeto. Straight up Cheeto pieces. And we got overshadowed by the pandemic, and we have been knocking on these news outlets' doors trying to get our story back in there, and they're like, it's not time for it.
I don't want to speak out of turn, but it does sort of feel like we've been butt fucked by coronavirus.
Absolutely.
Whoa.
I'm glad we signed that deal.
Whoa, you cannot say that unless we're talking about
What are you talking about?
It's only recruitment related.
That's
not
fucked
in the
up.
contract.
You know what? Coronavirus's lawyers can take me to court, okay? Because that virus has butt fucked not only us but the whole world, okay? And I'm sick.
Well, you're going to be seeing Johnny Cochran in a few days.
Hey, Johnny Cochran,
Dershowitz and Cochran are representing.
They're representing
Corona?
butt fuck.
Well, here's the other day.
Coronavirus and butt fuck is
hey,
great reps.
I'll see their ass in court.
The other day, we started a rumor that there was a church service happening at First Baptist, and we were there instead.
That was a big
try
rumor.
try to get the news there. And they showed up thinking there was a church service happening, and we were like, nope, it's actually our retirement. Want a bite? And they were like, fuck off.
We also we staged
Want a bite?
we staged a salon opening as well. To try to get the news out there. We did get a little bit of coverage, but the haircuts weren't good enough. So they said,
we all ruined each other's hair.
Yeah.
Now we're making the announcement, and by the
can't
way,
shut us up.
We've announced it a few times, and we're not seeing a lot of retweets out there from some of the cowards.
Yeah.
And a couple of D-tweets, a couple of people saying, don't look at this.
Yeah, if you want to retweet the final 3, we've got 3 more episodes. And retweet the final 3.
Well, now
not hashtag.
How about this? There's been a lot of
that
memories.
true?
Yeah.
The final three.
Yeah, there's been a lot of memories created by over the course of this show. You know, a lot of just insane stuff has happened. Yeah. I'm sure there's people out there who have plenty of reminiscing they want to do. How about this? Why don't we start a little Teachers Lounge nostalgia hashtag? Maybe a little TBTL throwback
hashtag
Teachers
old
Lounge.
Crap.
Hey, yeah, here we go. Old crap.
TBTL is good. If you want to see us reunite the Wimberleys on stage at the graduation, hashtag TBTL.
Yeah, hashtag anything you want to see at graduation, hit us with a hashtag TBTL, hashtag old crap.
We'll, of course, be taking everybody's input into consideration and including it all in graduation.
No tweet will go unseen and unreferenced.
Now, I got everybody around before we recorded this episode. The four teachers, us hosts, Sam, Todd, and the rest. And
interesting.
Todd.
And I said, fellas, you know, they don't want us to teach anymore at Hamilton. Principal Krause wants us gone. And so this is it. 3 more episodes. That's the last flush.
I've had it.
So let's get in there.
The final flush, folks.
It's the last flush. 3 episodes of us before we go out, and then we're goners.
Yeah, think of us as a toilet bowl that's been collecting storyline after storyline after character after doubled down on misspeak.
And I want to say this. I know that we as the teachers have threatened to retire hundreds of times. I know that one time they ran out of chicken at lunch and I said, that's it, I'm retiring. But this time I mean it.
Oh, yeah, the big chicken retirement.
This time I really mean it. It's not the chicken.
They ran out of chicken at lunch and you started to play soccer? You retired to become a soccer player for a year?
I started to play soccer. Yeah, I just started to change my life. I said, this place is not good for me.
Yeah, the chicken retirement. That was... And you ended up being like the chicken retirement. He's a chicken, right? Like there was a lot of peacock.
Yeah,
that's what everybody said. It got turned against me. I said, no, this is the chicken retirement as in the chicken protest. And they said, no, we're pretty sure the chicken's retiring. And I said, I'm about to cross the fucking road on your ass.
Yeah. Obviously, there's the when they moved the copy machine retirement.
Yeah.
And then when they moved the coffee maker retirement.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was big. That one almost stuck.
Mm-hmm. Also,
but guys, if you want to... Go ahead.
Nope.
Well, there was the forced retirement.
The forced retirement.
Yes, forced.
The forced retirement that I clawed and pleaded and blackmailed my way back from.
Some people call it firing, but it's a forced retirement. It's a nice spin. But yeah, do you want to see South Pole Santa sit on the valedictorian's lap? Hashtag TBTL.
And I'm also pushing last flush as a hashtag.
Yeah. Last flush. Well, there's 3 hashtags.
Old crap.
Old crap, TBTL, last flush, old
and you
crap.
can only pick one, but make sure everything is in the same thread. Whatever you pick, they all have to be the same.
Yes.
Fellas, I mean...
This is real, folks. This is the final 3. Hashtag the final 3.
Hashtag old crap.
Hashtag last flush.
Hashtag TBTL.
And hashtag, guys, stay flippy.
Hashtag stay flippy.
Yes.
Class is out and the coffee's on. I got a couple things on my chest to get off. Cut me some slack and pour me a cup of that joy. Welcome to the Teacher's Lounge. Let's wrap it up and hit the road.
If you enjoyed the Teacher's Lounge, make sure to check out their bonus mini episodes available on Stitcher Premium. Just go to stitcherpremium.com/teacher and use the promo code TEACHER for your first month free. Also, the guys would like to thank Casey Trela, who made the incredible theme song for the show. You can check out his music at Casey Trela, that's Trela, on Twitter. Finally, the Teacher's Lounge has a lot of great merch available. Just go to podswag.com/teacher and see for yourself. Thanks for listening.